Take it to the cleaner. No, it's too big. You're gonna break the wash machine. When it gets wet, it gets heavy. Huh? Whatever. You're buying the next ones, all I'm telling you. Why do you think we've been taking it to the, what you call it? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, Chuck. How's it going this morning? Hello, Steve. Get this out here. We got Steve and Chuck with us this morning. How's everything back in the U.S. of A? The Filipinas in there trying to break our wash machine, folks. We got a big old comforter on the bed, and we always take it to the laundromat and let them launder it, because when it gets heavy, when it gets wet, it gets heavy and strips out these wash machines over here suck, folks. They're just a little cheap. I don't know, I think $200 or $300 you got your wash machine. So I've always told the Filipina, we gotta just take that thing to the laundromat and let them mess with it. You know, $2 or $3, they clean it, everything's good to go. But this morning, she's testing the limits on our little cheap wash machine. It's cold in New England. I bet that's right. Hey, from Lapu. How's it going? What's that, Walter's Traveler? Good morning from Lapu. Big Cebu in the house. I'm here too, cooling off here. Weak front blowing in. Yeah, we got rain this morning. I woke up to another rainy day. Hell, I should have stayed in bed, but it's clearing up now, so hell, we may get out and about after a while. I don't know. Play it beer. I hadn't hardly done anything since Mike left. Hell, didn't even leave the house yesterday, so it's cooling off. Okay, 15 degrees this morning. Woo! Good morning there, James. How you doing? Straight to the summer here in Arizona. That's the way. Hell, they're fighting fire in Oklahoma, where my boys, where I live. I seen a post this morning that 2 or 3 different fire departments are fighting. It's hot and dry. Boom! Shaka-laka-laka-laka. We got Oliver Rust in the house. Hello, good morning to you, Oliver. Coffee time. We'll do something with that, I promise you. Hit 100 degrees. Where you at, David? 100 degrees. Yeah, it's been well over 100 in Mangum, Oklahoma. They've had a fire danger every day. Heard the peso went up, yeah, and that's kind of good and bad. It's good if you're changing American dollars, but everything's going up too, so it's kind of hard to see where it balances out. I'm sure the price of everything goes up faster than the peso to dollar rate. Yeah, it was 60 to 1 last I heard. So I did hear that the Philippines got a load of fuel in, so I hope that helps. I may go out and find me a jeepney driver or a track driver or something. Just go out there and fill up their tank just to kind of help them through this little deal. And like I say, it's not much, but it sure might help, because people here in the Philippines are hurting, but you don't ever hear none of them gripe. I hadn't heard one ill word about none of this going on. It's just they take it in stride and just go with it, and they'll make it work. I've seen where they're gonna probably shut down lots of routes, lots of jeepney routes and stuff, just because of the price of fuel. They can't make money. I know water's going up. We bought 8 bottles of water. I think she said yesterday it went up 5 pesos each. So that don't sound like a whole lot, and it's not to us, but it is to the people that just ain't making it. Ain't that right, babe? Philippines doing chores this morning. Chandler, Arizona. Okay, so you're used to the hot. The Lizards in Chandler, Arizona. There's a Robert Earl Keen song about Arizona. You could fry an egg there. Tell Ace to get a pair of real sunglasses. Who's Ace? Ace, the YouTube dude, Ace? I think he's in Angela City, if that's who you're talking about. Hey, Brent, what's going on with the energy issues happening there? It's I don't know. I really don't know. Like I said, everything's going up. I seen Philippines Airlines. Excuse me. And Cebu Pacific, they both canceled a few routes, but they talk like they've got enough fuel to last them a month or so. So I don't know what's going to happen after that. I've heard everything from the next apocalypse or lockdown like they did in COVID to you hear all kinds of stuff, but who knows? Hopefully this deal won't last too much longer. We'll get that straight, open back up, and everything will be business as usual. Hopefully. Matt Smith in the house. Hello, Matt. Has rice doubled? My girl in DeVal says so. Yeah. How much is rice? How much did it go up? I think it's about double.
Up for 25 kilos, increase like 25 50 pesos.
Well, what did it used to be? 25 pesos?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has doubled. Tonight in English, Indiana, 40 degrees. Now that sounds awesome. I'd like to see some 40 degrees. I wouldn't like it to stay there that long, but I would 2 or 3 days of 40. I'm down for it. I just don't like the freeze and rain and snow, but just the cold. I could do the cold. You have a cool travel channel. Hey, I appreciate it, Matt. I appreciate you checking us out and coming along watching us. A lot of the little travel videos that we do, they don't catch many views. It seems like the little talking heads do a lot better than the travel. I don't understand that. I don't know why somebody want to pay attention to old redneck in the Philippines just talking and getting his thoughts off, but they seem to do a little better than the travel deals. But we're about to get fired up next week. Folks, we're leaving next week. Hopefully, if all of this airport stuff goes the way we think it will and want it to, we'll be flying out on the 3rd, catching a plane on the 4th to Kuala Lumpur, then on into Phuket. From Phuket to Cambodia, or Bangkok first. We'll stop off at Bangkok. Then we're going to go to Phnom Penh. Stay there 4 or 5 days and then wrap it up and come on back to the house, and then I'll be going back to the United States. So stay tuned, folks. We're gonna try to show you our travels through, like I say, Bangkok. We may go try to hit the PP Islands, that kind of stuff. Go on a little tour or something if the weather cooperates. But yeah, we plan on taking you along. Where's English? Oh, you're talking to James. Sup, Barry Walker? Still wished I was your neighbor in the Philippines. Well, come on, be my neighbor. I'm like Mr. Rogers. Will you be my neighbor? In an ideal world, we could have both. Seeing you share thoughts, an occasional view of your scenery. Yeah, that's it. I try to mix that in. I do. I just kind of run out of topics to talk about that everybody else and their dog's not covering right now. But I every once in a while something hits me. What's up, Mr. Russ Renfro in the house? How was Mike's trip? I think he really enjoyed it. But he knows it's not Thailand, if that makes any sense. You know what he was after. But no, all in all, I think he enjoyed it. He said he did. He said he liked it. So hopefully he did. Yeah, he should be landing any time now in the United States, and he may have already landed. I talked to him last night before he got on. I guess he was in Taiwan, Taipei, and he was fixing the board and head to the States. So I'm sure he's probably back by now. But that's a long haul, so he's probably went straight to bed if I was guessing, or if I was him, that's what I would do. But yeah, I think he liked it. I think he may be more of a city guy than a Dumagetti guy. just because of what he was after. But yeah, his spirits were pretty good. And, other than his little wasted trip to Manila, he wasn't very fond of that. Oliver Rusted, at Walters. I love those. LOL, LOLs. What are you doing, girl?
To clean your office.
She's mopping all around me, folks. I gotta lift my feet. Got to calm down during the live. She's supposed to be. Hey, why ain't you in this live?
Huh?
Why ain't you over here trying to get me some thumbs up? We only got 6
Hold
thumbs
on.
up.
How many people you are?
22 in the house.
Okay, if I'm gonna do maybe 40.
I know Choctaw. I'm from Pryor, Oklahoma. Russ, who you talking to there? Did you see all the fires going on in southwest
Hello,
Oklahoma?
people.
I see my on my Facebook page they was fighting fire. Just been hot and dry, hot and dry, hot and dry. Oh, Walters. She's a good lady, very nice. She is every once in a while. Sometimes she's a pain in the butt, but for the most part, she pretty
Not
good.
sometimes, all the time. Give me thumbs up there. And look at that, 24 people.
Except when she's mopping my feet, folks. I got her addicted to this block me game. And that's all she wants to do is play block me until this morning. So I just let her get that mop out and give her hell. I did. We had them all over Amarillo. The wind today was 50 miles. Wow. If that's the case, you may be getting another one headed up your way. The last big fire I saw started out around Watonga, I think, and made it all the way to Amarillo. So it was right in y'all's backyard. That was a month or two ago I seen. But yeah, prayers for everybody involved in that deal. Hopefully nobody's property gets burned up or. How's the neighborhood dogs and roosters doing in the hood? Well, to be honest with you, I think our dogs are louder than anybody. Now, we got 5 puppies that we got to give away. Yeah. So, the majority of what my neighborhood's listen to is probably them whining ass dogs, yelping dogs. Folks, you can walk out and act like you're going to touch one. They just go to act like they've been abused their whole lives, just exaggerated. Or they'll go to fighting and I told y'all about I think there was 6 of them at that time. We had a little, what do you call that? A water pot, laundry pot or something laid over on its side, and they all got to tugging on it, and it fell over and trapped every damn one of them. Every one of them. I mean, you couldn't get a hog trap to work as good as this thing did. And she went downstairs and opened it up to let them out. And hell, little puppies went flying everywhere and didn't want to see or interact with a human for about 24 hours after that. Need no wind and some moisture. Yeah. I was asking Bryce if there's going to be any hay to cut. He said it's going to have to rain first. So hopefully, right now is the crucial time to get that rain. If they're going to have any wheat pasture or hay to bale. So hopefully they will. Hopefully it'll be just right, not too much. Last year they liked to work me to death, so hopefully this year there's not as much, but still plenty to make them payments. Folks, I've been tracking them airplane tickets again, and my gosh, they're getting ridiculous. I've been looking for a ride back to the Philippines after I'm gone for a month. I didn't buy that ticket. I didn't get a round trip. I just got a one way, and they are absolutely through the roof. And like I say, I don't know if it's the price of fuel. I don't know if it's the timing, or if it's both. But they're about the cheapest flight you can find is about $1,000 to get back over here. Do you like lumpia and chicken adobo? I do. I like both of them. I'm kind of struggling right now. I've been off the wagon again for about the last 3 days. I bought a bunch of hot dog buns and hoagie bread and that kind of stuff. So that was my excuse to jump off the wagon. But I hadn't been able to eat lumpia in so while and in so long because of the no carb that I've been doing. But I don't know, I'm getting so aggravated with this no carb deal that I took me a little break, try to reset. And adobo, I gotta, that's the only time I really eat rice. Like smother that adobo with rice. And wife and I need a neighborhood stray cats, nice and quiet. Good luck, Amos. Good luck finding a quiet neighborhood. I'm sure you can, but it won't be nowhere close to this one. This is there's banging going on. We got construction about a half a block from here. We got a church that fires up every Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday. We got an apartment complex next to us. Motorbikes going down the road. San Miguel trucks right behind us with the beepers going off about 5 or 6 in the morning. That's all you hear is backup beepers. Beep, beep, beep. Drives you crazy. I lived in East Oklahoma close to Fort Smith, but never saw a fire in 4 years. Twisters, yes. Okay. Well, down there, we're in the Tornado Alley right there in southwest Oklahoma, and shoots on up through Amarillo all the way up. It's hot, dry, flat. I guarantee you, when the whole state of Oklahoma will rain, where I'm from in Greer County, Harmon County, we call it the Greer County split because it just splits Greer County every time, and just kind of, if we're going to get anything, we come near getting a tornado as a inch of rain. And we're surrounded by 2 rivers, so they always said there was old Indian wise tale saying that we could never be hit because we got rivers on all sides of us. But that is exactly what it is a wild tale, because them rivers got to have water for them tornadoes not to cross them, and there's never any water in our rivers. Is diesel still up to 115 per liter, or has it went up some more? I heard it was $1.30. Matter of fact, last night she said we need to go fill up again. I said, baby, we ain't even putting no miles on this truck. She said, well, it's going up. It's going up to $1.30 tomorrow. I said, well, we might have 10 miles on it, so we're good. We're going to just hold out. Mike and Glad says fuel cost and major price gouging by everyone. Rice and gas out of control. Yeah, even the water. What'd you say was paying?
The water's increased every bottle 5 pesos.
5 pesos for every jug. And like I say, folks, that don't sound like a whole lot, but when it wasn't a whole lot to begin with, that shit, I think we got, what did we pay, $4.40 or $4.80 for it?
240 for
$2.40?
Yeah, but yesterday I paid 280.
280, yeah, she was tore up. It went up 40 pesos. And folks, that's less than $1. But like I say, it's not us that I'm worried about. It's the regular Joes over here that but they'll make it work. Somehow they always make it work over here. I like them road trips y'all made through the sugarcane fields in Valencia. Yeah, we need to. If the price of fuel go down, we'll be able to do some more of that. Mostly the sugarcane fields that we was up. That's when we did that little track all the way to San Carlos City. I got a buddy up there. We need to here in the next near future, depending on price of fuel and all that kind of stuff. We need to make another track up there, because I hear there's an island right outside of San Carlos. It's pretty popular that everybody goes there to swim and stuff. So I'd like to check that out. And when we do, like I say, I'll take you along. The price for airfare has also gone up because of Easter holiday. Lots of Filipinos flying back home.
It's true.
That's very true, Charina says.
Every time Easter,
Holidays.
Yeah.
When they think the Filipinos are going to travel, they jack them up. But yeah, everything I was pricing was back in like 1st of June, because I plan on being gone a month, and everything. Well, I put in April 28th, and it was what, 380 something, and you put in June, and it's over 1,000. And like I say, I really think that they're going to slow down on their routes. Like if they was flying 2 or 3 times a day, you might be lucky to get one. But this is I have no facts to back any of this. So, they're making a movie two doors down. Noise from that past few days. Really? What's the name of the movie, Amos? Caught you on live again. You sure did, sir. Tango, how you doing this morning? Her truck is a diesel burner. Yeah, they. It's a pretty good little rig. I wish we had. It's a Toyota Hilux. Pretty good rigs and well affordable over here. I think she give like $2.5 million for it. But we was looking it up the other day, just seeing what they cost, and I think you can get one for under $2 million now, like 1.8 or 1.9. Ain't that what we saw when Jake looked up the price of them Toyotas now? Didn't he see one for 1.8?
No, the second hand like mine.
Oh, it's second hand.
Oh, right now, not second hand. Right now, the price is going down, but the new one is only 2.3.
I don't know. I was asking you because I know y'all was looking the other day. 2.3 or
My
whatever.
truck right now, the price is going down. It's 1.8 away. Just 1.
That's what I thought, 1.8. But that's for yours, not a new one or a new one.
The new one, yeah.
Okay.
But
That's what I thought.
That is model 2024.
24.
So that model 2024, they sell now 1.
Yeah, they're pretty good rigs, you know, and like I say, hell, it's new, so you shouldn't ever have any problems out of it. And we hadn't, other than what the Filipinos run over and had to fix that way. But, as in, I think we put a battery in it a couple of years ago, and I don't know, it's some kind of little Maypop battery that they put in them that don't last no time. But other than that, we hadn't had a lick of trouble. Like I say, I wish we could. The United States has a ban on all trucks that size, and I thought DJT was going to fix that, but I don't know. I don't guess he has. You ever plan on taking her to visit the USA? Yeah, I would love to, Greg. But it's so hard for Filipinos to get into the United States. We're looking at doing the trying to get her a visa, and one of the rules is you got to be, what is it, 2 years you got to be together?
2 years.
In a relationship for 2 years, and next month we'll hit that. April will be the, met her on April Fool's Day, folks. Am I a fool or was she a fool?
I'm full.
You're the fool? I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that. But yeah, it's hard. Matter of fact, she even tried to get one. She tried to get a regular visa, and it cost, how much it cost? Like $300?
Yeah.
Cost $300, and she went in there and they asked her 2 or 3 questions, stamp no, and just, you don't get your money back. It's just gone. So that pisses people off over here. It's just unbelievable. You can walk across the border, but if you try to go legally,
36 people.
no good for caca. And only 18 thumbs up, baby.
Woo, thumbs up, please. 18, yeah. Woo.
Don't know. Hallmark Channel made for TV movie. Okay, Amos. Hello, Brent. Hello, RLT 9410. I'm starting to recognize unusual suspects. What do you mean, Oliver? Did I miss something? Barry says, you and Jogo make a most interesting vlogs, no pitching about what someone else is doing. Yeah, I don't care what they're doing. I'm doing my own deal, and that's what I like about Gojo too. He does it, or Jogo, he does his own deal too. But hell, I ain't got time to worry about whatever nobody else is doing. I got my little audience, and that's good enough for me. And Aaron says, what's she smacking on? She's got the peanut butter. Folks, tell them about the time. I'll tell it. When I first met her, I don't know if she knew what peanut butter was, but I made me a big old peanut butter jelly sandwich. And that's when Aaron lived with me up in Valencia. We stayed in that apartment. And she just grabbed the bread like she had better sense, whooped her out some peanut butter on there, and threw a piece of ham on there. And I thought, what in the hell is she doing? she ate a bite, and I was looking at her, the expression on her face. I thought this must be some kind of Filipino deal. And she swallowed that bite, and then she set her sandwich down. About 5 minutes later, she said, "I don't want the rest of that." I was like, "Well, what the time out now? You was all confident eating that thing. So that's got to be nasty." But yeah, she's like, "Yeah, not a very good deal." But I got her hooked on regular peanut butter now. But I see she found my hamburger buns, which is good because I need to get back on my no carb deals, folks. I've started noticing. I don't know if it's because I'm getting old or what, but hell, after she shut up. After not eating carbs for a few days, hell, I ate pizza the other day, and I could instantly. I mean, I woke up the next morning just feeling sluggish, didn't have no energy, and these last few days I've been eating carbs, and I feel the same way. Just hadn't done anything, and really hadn't felt like doing much. Oliver Russ says, Atbury, I like Jogo too. Yeah, he's a down to earth cat. I do too. Barry Walker says, put a ring on it. Hello, Brent and Sharina. It is springtime in Wyoming. Beautiful Wyoming, beautiful Wyoming. I'd like to go check that out. It's up there in northern in the United States. I went to Yellowstone National Park when I was a kid, but it's been a long time ago, and best I remember, it was absolutely beautiful. I need to get back up there, and the perfect temperatures probably too. Gringo in Paradise says, "I need a pizza from the Hideout." Well, come on, we'll if you show up, I'm buying, Aaron.
Aaron there?
Yeah, a Gringo in Paradise is Aaron.
Oh, he's the one.
Yeah, he's the one. PDX.
Hi, Aaron. Good morning.
Brent, say photos of where'd it go? Brent, say photos of you two being together with family, places, friends, and get some travel to other foreign countries for use of your visa. Yeah, I have. We've already went to Malaysia and Indonesia, and like I say, we're going to Cambodia and Thailand next week. So we got all that documented. And hell, the first time they didn't want to let her go with me. I guess they thought I was about to kidnap the Filipina, get her in a sex trafficking ring or something. But they held us up at the airport, and she was so nervous she couldn't hardly find pictures and stuff in her phone. So luckily
I'm shaking, baby, I'm shaking.
I snaked back through and I told her, I said, well, show them the YouTube. So we've got all that on there and lots of photos and that kind of stuff. And the second time we went to Bali, we didn't have no trouble. So hopefully that immigration and all that, they kind of know that they don't trip out on us like they did the first time. So, but yeah, definitely, if anybody else is thinking about doing that, you need kind of a little travel history and stuff. But
because that was my first time to.
Yeah, that was her first time leaving the Philippines, so they was worried about her, and that's not a bad thing. It's just something that you're going to have to deal with, and you need to be aware of it and have proof, because they damn sure wanted to see it. I wish you all the luck on getting her a tourist visa to the U.S. We're going to try, but not optimistic. That's me, Mike. Like I said, she's tried before. She tried about 2 years ago, and they shot her down. I guess it was a year and a half ago or something. And I don't know. I looked at the YouTube and seen how you're supposed to answer the questions or whatever, and she did answer them kind of totally wrong, because they want you to have roots and stuff here, and she was showing, she just went about it long. I asked her how long you wanted to stay, and they want you in and out and showing ties to home. They didn't even ask her, let me see your bank account or none of that. They just pretty much. What'd you say? You went in the afternoon, and they don't accept nobody in the afternoon. So it's like
They have quota.
They got a quota, and after they got their quota, she knew she was screwed anyway. So it's just
All people assigned afternoon interviews.
Yeah.
All
flunked. Mm-hmm. So try to get early in the morning if you can, Mike. That'd be my advice. And YouTube, there's ways that they want you to answer or want them to answer that stuff. Just kind of do your homework before you go, and let me know how it goes, because I'm sitting here trying to give you advice when I don't really know what they want, but I know they want the opposite of what she said because, and like she said, it could have been because they had their quota and they wasn't trying to hear anything else. But it feels, you feel cheated and manipulated after you pay $300 and fly all the
They
way.
said they make it business.
Yeah, it's a business. That's what it is, and you fly all the way up there, and you already lost before you even get to play. So it's shit. Usual people here. Okay. Oliver said he's seeing strange things. Looks like a slaw burger. It's just a regular peanut butter only burger, I think. And she gets right in my ear and smacks it because she knows I'm trying not to eat the.
I like it.
That's some. Are they good?
Mm-hmm.
That's some buns that I found at Bellcrest. So.
Burger buns.
Nope. Aaron, pizza on the beach. Nope. Hideout. You said hideout, and that's what we're gonna stick to. So get your ass.
Don't change your decision.
Get your ass on that tricycle and ride your ass to the hideout.
No more change.
Peanut butter Miracle Whip. Yeah, bologna sandwich. That's what she did. When she did that ham, I think, did you put mayonnaise on it too? Okay. But she put ham on that thing. I've never had a peanut butter Miracle Whip bologna sandwich. Whew, that don't even sound good. Oklahoma onion burgers. Yes, please. Me too. Like I told y'all before, Mangum, Oklahoma used to have some of the best hamburger joints. One of them kind of phased out just because it got old and passed away. It was a family-run deal. And the other one burnt down, so we're without a burger joint at the moment in Mangum, Oklahoma. But there's one in Amarillo. Shout out to Elmo's in Amarillo, Texas. If y'all want an onion burger, go hit up Elmo's. It's a family-run little business, but it's a shape kind of like a Sonic where you drive up and press the buttons, except they don't have no buttons. The waitress will come out to your car and take your order, and they got a good burger there. Highly recommend. In the Dakotas, you can still see small herds of bison. Yeah, in Dakotas. I hadn't been up to Dakotas. Aaron went took a trip up there.
We have 43 people in the house.
And only 21 thumbs up, babe. He took a trip up there, went out to all them Indian reservations and stuff, but I've never been up that direction. Like I say, I've been to Montana and Wyoming, I think, when I was a kid. I remember going to Old Faithful and the Grand Tetons and that kind of stuff, but that's about all I remember. Bray Walker says, take her to the, where'd that go? Take her to a Sooner Longhorns football game. She would never go back to the mountains. Hell, I'd like to take me to the Sooner Longhorns game. I've never been to a college football game, not once. But I wouldn't know who to root for. I'd want them both to lose, I think. You guys ever see any snakes there? I've seen banded sea crates and looked for cobras, but no luck. She said, was it last night or early this morning, she thought there was a snake in the tree across.
Yes, I think it was.
It was?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that?
Because the chickens up the trees, they are all flying down.
Flying away.
Flying away, and they are very noisy.
Noisy and nervous.
And also there's the dogs was barking very, very much barking.
But we didn't actually see the snake, but she thinks that's what it was, and it probably was, because like she said,
Last year
the chickens were on the roost and they
pastor's
jumped off.
house, there's a snake.
Really?
Go inside there.
We got 2 lizards trapped in that jar. Did you see?
Huh?
Yeah, go look in that jar. I left it because it's doing good work. Look in that peanut butter jar. One of them's alive right now. I left him in there. You got
He's
them.
dead?
One of them's dead. One of them's alive. Can't get out.
Ay,
Yep.
hala.
Allah.
Yeah.
I'll leave him in there.
Baby, they are 2 dead.
There's 2 dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, so leave them in there. They're collected. That's like a fly trap. We got an old peanut butter jar that I washed
can
out,
see
but
that.
it's got a few peanuts in it. And them damn lizards, I call them fuck you lizards because I don't know which lizard makes that noise. I don't think it's these gecko looking deals, but they every time I leave, I come outside and they're on my damn table. So I don't like them. And there's some lizard over here that I think's a lizard. Some say it's a bird, some say it's a lizard. But they go cuckoo. They sound like they're saying fuck you, fuck you. That's a
gecko, baby.
That's a gecko?
They said, "Tuko," but the lizard not sound like that.
Yeah.
Tuko said, fuck you.
Aaron says, been there several times, my next new home. You talk about the Dakotas, Aaron? Yeah. They give me a lot of shit, or some guy give me shit because I had a shirt on that Aaron brought me from the Dakotas that says something about trust the government, talk about let them have your weapons or whatever. And he bought that from the tribe there in the Dakotas, and some guy just seen the top of it, what it said. And I don't know if he thought I was a gun hater or what, but I read in the comments that he was, you better watch what your shirt says. And I thought, dude, shut up. Crazy. Brahms. Gun ha ha Brahms. I know you ain't talking about onion burgers at Brahms, are you? My son loves Brahms burgers, but I never have been a fan. Horns are for real this year. I hadn't seen anything. Go Vols. Got some Tennessee fans in here. What's going on with this March Madness? Somebody told me that Tennessee and Gonzaga got beat out, and that was probably a week ago. So, how's that deal? I hadn't seen a game, hadn't heard anything but what that guy updated on me on here. Brent, I saw about 100 ears snorkeling the other day. Really? Was it them same? What me and you? I thought they was weeds coming out of the. Aaron swears there's some kind of snake with their heads kind of in the dirt, but I'm not too sure. He said he seen their heads, but I didn't notice it. People take those sports very seriously and fight over it at the game. Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen all kinds of knockdown dragouts and it's usually the guy in the higher seat that wins because all he's got to do is punch down and the guy goes to falling down the bleachers. Brahms, been a while since I heard of that. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's based out of Oklahoma too. I think Tuttle, Oklahoma. We see tons of cool fish. Absolutely, we would. But I don't like when we got in that little trap, Aaron. When I don't know if it was because the tide was low or whatever, but I felt like I couldn't move because I felt my stomach was going to drag the coral. So we had to find them rivers or kind of tunnels that went through there so we could get out in the deep end. But when it looks like that coral's about that far from you, so you're afraid to kick, you don't want to screw up the coral, but at the same time, I don't know, it just takes it out of me. It just stresses me the shit out. That's the tokay gecko. They look like aliens. They can be poisonous too. Yeah, I got 2 or 3 of them trapped in this peanut butter jar. Two of them's not with us anymore. They look like they've been there a while, and we got a third victim that's in there running around trying to steal peanuts, so he can just stay in there and have them peanuts. The loud lizards are toku, yeah, okay. Mike and Glad. And that may be what they're saying, toku, but it sounded like to me they're saying, fuck you. Big Al in the Philippines says, hello from Kalinga, Luzon. Gas is $1.20 a liter. Wow.
They said
rationing.
They said it might be next week. I thought only 130, but they said it might be going up to 150. That the diesel.
Folks, it's going to get up there. That's nearly 3 times as much as we used to pay if it hits 150. It's at 120 now, and that's twice as much. But
I wonder why they're
because the Philippines don't have no fuel, baby.
I know, but
they import it all, and they're not letting anybody through that strait.
Filipino people can afford that. Imagine.
They can't.
Their salary is not going raised
No,
up.
I seen a bunch of people saying that they're not going to. They're letting their motorbikes go back. You know, a bunch of them are just paying. They go down here to the Honda shop and get motorbike on credit. I've seen a lot of them are saying to hell with it. They're just going to let them pick up their bikes, or the ones that own bikes are not going to buy gas. They're just going to walk, and so it's going to get rough over here. It sure is.
Their work is very far away from their
I don't know. I'm sure they ride jeepneys and stuff, but the jeepney prices are going to go up too. I seen a deal on the news where they're trying to supplement some of these transportation people, like for the diesel and that kind of stuff. But they hadn't got it figured out just yet. So hopefully they figure, give these people some relief, because you for the prices they charge, folks, you can't. Number one, you couldn't make no money at the prices they was at. They was just making enough to eat that day. But with the diesel, I mean, you'd go in the hole if you tried to do it. I like shit when I paid $100 for a deal of diesel, and we usually hardly ever paid over 2,500 pesos. 3,000 pesos would fill you up easy. Lizard jail, too funny. Absolutely right. I'm not letting them out too. I told her, don't you let it out, because she started to. That thing's working, and I didn't notice it till this morning. I cleaned off the shelf over there, and scared the shit out of me at first, because I picked up that Skippy jar, and something moved in it. And I thought, snake.
The lizard is white.
Yeah.
Normally not white, but gray.
Yeah. Well, I think they kind of
Maybe it's
chameleon,
baby lizard, baby.
where they try to blend into their environment.
Still baby lizard.
Game's on right this second. Who's playing? Who's playing, Davenport? They just built a new Brahms here in Longview. Get that shit out.
Here's guys. See that lizard? Tuku!
Tuku's ass. Tuku has done tukuing for a while. He's going out the hard way. We only get the ducks and beavers around in Oregon football, that is. Okay. I never watched the beavers much. The ducks, they was pretty good for quite a while. Are they still pretty awesome? Tennessee versus Iowa State coming up. Michigan State playing UConn. That's basketball. I know that's basketball. Amos, I lived in Longview for a couple of years. Okay, that's Oliver Russ. Best pawn shop in East Texas. Davenport says, I like Illinois now. The team is all dudes from Croatia. They can shoot lights out. Got them white boys balling it up, huh? Oliver, still a good little city. Mike and Glad says, I was on a gecko hunt in the house last night. Tired of hearing that crap. I come out here and they're usually 2 or 3 on the ceiling at all times.
Gecko, you can sell gecko for $1 million pesos.
Who said that?
I heard that from Filipino people. I don't know if it is
That's
true.
Bola Bola. Bola Bola. Yeah, hell, everybody be millionaires, because there's geckos everywhere around here. That's what started that bullshit in Florida. Everybody buying them exotic snakes and shit, and then turning them loose, and then them snakes spread like wildfire. Hell, they're taking over the whole damn ecosystem down there. About like them damn wild hogs down in Texas and Oklahoma, just taking over everything. I heard the coyotes are starting to outthink the hogs now. I don't know if there's any truth to that, but they said them coyotes were stealing them baby hogs, and finally, nature's finally taking back over. Nice. $3.69 a gallon here. $2.18 a gallon 3 weeks ago. Same place. Okay, Davenport. Yeah, but it's over 8 here. It's over 8. Fixing to be 9. Big Al in the Philippines. Time to buy a 4-wheel e-bike and charge by solar. Yeah. That would get a guy by.
Look at the people when I am here.
44 people. I think it's because I'm here, babe. Look at me. I'm wearing this John Deere hat because my family wouldn't let me wear this John Deere hat back home, so I can wear it in the Philippines because nobody knows that's a woke ass company now. So I need to throw it in the trash, I guess. But about my favorite. I like the way it fits. But I do not support John Deere. But yeah, Big Al, I think a guy could do fine with a little charging bike, especially. Hell, everything's just, you got everything you need within blocks. So hell yeah, I think it would work good. Or hell, a regular bicycle. I've heard a bunch of people are going to bikes, but they're going to park a bunch of these jeepneys and that kind of stuff. Hey, saw some, or 4 to 420 here in Michigan. Okay.
You're big.
That's all them brains. Them brains got to have room up there. Saw some 520 diesel here in northeast Texas. Okay. 120 pesos is roughly 450, so they aren't much higher than the USA. No, nuh-uh. 120 pesos is well, if it's 60 pesos, that's $1 a liter, so that's $4 per gallon. And if it's 120, double that. It's 8. Take a ride. $8 a gallon. I mean, yeah, $8.
Gallon or liter? Gallon.
The same thing. $8 a gallon or $8 for 4 liters, right?
Mm.
Ain't that right? Or am I talking out of turn again?
I don't have idea.
If it's 60 a liter, there's 4 liters in a gallon. So it'd be $8 a gallon. $3.69 for unleaded here in Wyoming. Okay, and that's the deal, folks. Here in the Philippines, we got gas in the United States. So, but the only gas they have whatsoever, 98% of it is imported. I did see last night that the president said he announced that they found another gas well right outside of Palawan, I think. But you know, it's going to take time to get that going. So, but at least excuse for a while, she said. At least they're trying to help out a little bit by doing their own gas over here. Road tax per gallon can vary greatly from state to absolutely. There's no way in hell I could afford to even think about driving in California. They've got so much damn sales tax on everything, I guess. If the Philippines wouldn't rely on the Middle East, wouldn't be a problem. But I'll shut up when I'm there. Yeah, I'm the same, and I'm like you. I gotta bite my tongue, and I see crazy things happen, but we're not allowed to have an opinion. So I don't. You know, I try to. The more you say, the more trouble you can get. Amos said, "Get 2 cats, lizard problem solved." Yeah, but then you got cats. I don't know if I hate. What I dislike more, a cat. I don't mind these stray cats until you screw around, get a little kind-hearted, and feed one. Then you got a damn permanent cat. I screwed up that old apartment I was in Valencia. There were wild cats, and I seen these damn cats would jump like 8 foot in the air, snag one of them geckos, and I screwed up, and I fed one time, and from then it was game on. But that little shit would bring me mice and put them right there in front of my front steps, or them damn lizards, and I'd be like, dude, I don't want them. If you kill them, take them out of here. Don't. But that was his little trade-off. He was bringing me a mouse or a lizard, and I would give him some of that chicken lady chicken. Hello from somewhere from Tidal, Manila. Quays. Is that Quezon? It says from Tidal, Manila. Hello, Pepster. Wherever you're at in Manila. Big Al in the Philippines. I'm number 25 on your like button. Hint. That's right. Tell a Big Al. Hit that like button. If you find a gecko with a split tail, keep it for good luck. Split tail? I've never heard that. Gun ha. I've heard of split tail beavers. Pepster said I spelled that wrong. Okay. Is it Kuzan you was talking about? Little Manila? John Deere rocks. I'm an old time farmer. Had John Deere be put. Yeah, but it's different John Deere now, Big Al. They totally went woke. I hated to hear that too. I used to be a big John Deere fan, but they went total woke. They won't let the farmers work on their own equipment anymore. It's got to be a John Deere house only. It's just they're raping the farmer now. It's sickening. It's absolutely sickening. Little Manila in Woodside, New York City. Okay. Y'all got a Manila there too, huh? America has gas. Yeah. That's why y'all aren't feeling it near as bad as all these Asian countries rely so much on the Strait of Hormuz or whatever that it's got them crippled. It really does. We got shipping and red ribbon, 2 Jollibees. I'll be damned. I don't think I've ever seen a Jollibee in the United States. I heard California's got a bunch of them. Absolutely, Oliver. Never feed strays. I learned that the hard way, and I was too kind-hearted. I couldn't get rid of it. I got another mouth to feed, but he never was the same aggressive cat. And the little shit, it was pregnant. And these cats over here, they look so damn inbred. You know, they got the pointed faces and stuff. Well, this little shit had kittens, and I heard something in the middle of the night, and that cat had brought the kittens and laid them on my front porch step. I guess it felt safe because it was raining real hard and stuff. And she was crying. And I opened the door, and I was just going to let her in out of the rain. Well, she took the kitten and put it back behind my couch. There was a little under the stairwell. There was like a gated area where the owner of the Airbnb kept their stuff. There was like a toolbox and stuff. Well, she got back there and took that kitten, so I was screwed. And I was leaving for Thailand in like 2 days. I'm like, how in the hell am I going to get these cats out of here, these kittens, because I don't even have a key to that. You know what I mean? And so finally, I went to leave. I kind of propped the window open where the cat could kind of come in and go as it needed. And I was ending my stay there at that Airbnb, and I just told the owner, I said, look, here's what happened. I'm sorry. And she said, no, that's no problem, or whatever. I said, well, I'm just letting you know that you got some kittens in there, and I can't get them out because I ain't got a key. She said, we'll handle it. But yeah, it was had me stressed for a while. Take a ride. Says John Deere moved production to Mexico. Yeah, I'm not a John Deere fan anymore. Hell, I even got run over by a 40-20 when I was a kid, crushed my foot and all that kind of stuff. And was still a John Deere fan, but no longer a John Deere fan. Yo, what's up from New Mexico by Albuquerque area? Say, have a good day. Yes, man, Red Man. Glad you could join us, bud. Albuquerque, you're up around Amarillo. LOL, Davenport. Chupacabras. I ain't lying, LOL. There are a few in the U.S. Good chicken. Have you ever eaten at a famous Dave's barbecue place? Never have. Where's that at? Boom! Shakalaka. Take a ride. Says some pesos for you. Did you hear that, honey pie? Take a ride. You are the man. Appreciate you, sir. Take a ride. And Oliver Rust in the house this morning with the super chat money. Appreciate you. Take a ride. We got a place for that. Hey Bob, where's this famous Dave's barbecue? You got my interest up. I can't believe they're landing planes there due to the fuel prices. Yeah, they said they've got enough fuel to last, I think, a month, and after that, I don't know what's going to go on. They're saying now that other countries won't refill these planes, so whatever they leave with, they got to double and have enough to get back because other countries ain't going to fill them up. Which the more fuel they carry, the less fuel mileage they get. So it's like a no-win situation. It's just I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Even Tractor Supply went woke. I missed that story. Yeah, I know, Oliver. The same here. I used to be big on Tractor Supply. Just all these good companies. Hell. You thought they would look at Budweiser and see how they committed suicide, and not hurt the people that make them. You know, next thing you know, it'll be like Carhartt going woke. Good morning, Troy. Glad you could join us, bud. How's everything in Iowa? Cornhuskers, right? Or that's Nebraska. Iowa. What are y'all? Hawkeyes, ain't it? Sir Tango says, same here. I was very disappointed and haven't been back. Yeah, it's like Target. Hell, they was selling them transgender peekaboo underwear, whatever. I just don't understand it. I guess YouTube's pissed off. Gotcha. Me, none of my questions are showing up, but we got you. Hey, appreciate you, Christopher. I don't know why they're not showing up either. I think YouTube's pissed at me in general. They're not promoting none of my stuff, and I don't know. But can't keep a good man down. But shoot me a question again. See if it goes through again. I don't understand it. But you're probably right. It's probably them. Now all these companies are just trying to survive. Business is bad in America right now. Yeah, yeah, exactly, Sir Tango. YouTube is woke as fuck. Yeah, I hate that too. These son bitches, they all this censor crap. You can't do this. You can't do that. Yeah, hell, I might get wiped away for saying that, but I don't give a shit. Piss on them. All is good here in Iowa. Wishing I was in the Philippines. Yeah, you may be right where you need to be though. It's liable to get pretty interested in these next few months. Really is. I'm concerned, but I'm not. But I mean, everything's run on transportation. I mean, with the price of fuel doing what it's doing, I hope they get it under control. Because as long as we got food and electricity, me and Aaron was talking about this last night. We're in good shape as long as there's food and electricity. And me and Aaron were like, why in the hell are all these prices going up? Like the electricity and all that other stuff. When Aaron said that Negros Oriental is run off the the gas from underneath the island itself, because we got all the, the hot springs and the gases coming up, and I know a lot of the Philippines is run on coal, or I think they are. I think I've read that. So we're not sure exactly why, but anytime there's an excuse for the prices to go up, I used to didn't think the Philippines was bad about taking that chance or taking that opportunity, but now it seems like this deal. I don't know if it's fear. I don't know what it is, but somebody said in the comments earlier that there's already rationing and stuff and up around Manila, so it's liable to get crazy. Famous Dave's barbecues all across the U.S. except for Oklahoma. Okay, yeah, I know. I hadn't seen it. I hadn't seen it in Amarillo, so Davenport says, LOL. I have to look for your videos. I check every day and need a X account to send you a question. Really? An X, is that like Twitter? Salt Life? I don't have a Twitter. Is that what that is? X, Twitter, to ask you a question? Can you hit me up on? I've got a if you're on Facebook, I got a Brent's Trippin account on that. Like I said, I'm not very good at checking it, but I'll definitely check. Make sure and check if you want to send me a message on there. How about Tiger Woods? Dude's in jail right now with another DUI. Yeah, I seen that. But at least he was smart enough not to let them take his blood or whatever, because he got something in his system that they don't want him to know. They don't want, and I don't, it's never good. It's never good thing to comply with, especially if you're real fucked up, to even blow in that machine, because all you're going to do is prove them right. So I would say don't ever blow. But I heard that he blew a 0-0, but they wouldn't let him. He wouldn't let them take blood or any of that. So yeah, always enjoy your vlogs. Good old country boy. Hey, appreciate it, Troy. Yeah, we try to keep it real around here. $1 billion and you still get behind the wheel. Yeah. Yeah, that part ain't very smart. I never thought of it that way, but I can see if you're that famous, just wanting to get the hell out of Dodge, and that's a good thing about where I live in Oklahoma is you can. It's not smart, and I don't promote it. But when I used to drink, I was always on them back roads. We'd call it doing the creeper, where you just drive about 30 miles down the section lines. And I know times have changed. That used to be what you did where I'm from. I'm like I say, I'm not promoting drinking and driving or none of that, but I can live. I should have been in jail several times, and knock on wood, I never drink again, but I never once got a DUI or any of that. I got a minor in possession when I was, I guess, 18. About a week before I got married, my cousins come and got me, and we popped the top. We didn't get 6 miles down the road. We was trying to go to Lake Lugert, and they had a roadblock set up. It was a nice sunny day right in the spring, and they was checking IDs and boom. I hadn't even probably had 2 drinks of beer, and they give me a open container. I mean, a minor in possession. But we had a whole damn family reunion there because it was me and my 2 cousins. Next thing you know, I look up, boom, there's my dad and little brother in the same checkpoint. So when I say it's a family tradition, it's a family tradition. But like I say, I broke that, and hopefully never have to live like that again. Always okay. But, you know, I think you might be able to buy their cornbread mix at the local grocery store. Okay, I'll check it out, Bob. I'll check it out. Did y'all ever find that Head Country rub that I'm talking about? They make what they started out making was barbecue sauce, and they got some pretty good barbecue sauce, the original barbecue. So they usually sell it at Walmart, so check it out. You might pick some of that up. But on cornbread, I always go with the Jiffy cornbread, that sweet cornbread. My granny used to make me cornbread and milk. Ooh, I loved it, loved it. I think there's more cons than pros with AI, artificial intelligence. I can already tell I'm not digging this AI crap either. I'll even try to watch YouTube videos, and I can tell instantly, like, yep, this is AI, and I just turn it off. So I don't want no part of it. Good night, Pepster. Hey, I appreciate you joining us, bud. Oliver Russ said X. Okay. Justin Timberlake just got arrested for DUI too. Okay, everybody feeling the blues, huh? The Philippines generates electricity primarily through coal, nearly 60+%, with significant contribution from natural gas, 15 to 18 geothermal, 8% with hydro. Yeah, and they got a big solar plant up here too, Steve. I noticed in between here and I don't know what the Talay or not Talay, but Tanhai. There's a great big old solar farm too. So I don't know how much comes from that, but I mean it's like acres and acres of solar panels. So I don't know if that's just a Negros Oriental thing or what's going on. But yeah, I'm with you, Steve. I don't understand. Unless it's because they're shipping in the coal. I don't know. I don't get it. But the geothermal, Aaron's one told me about that. I didn't realize that was what was going on anyway. Whatever it is, it's not a very good system if we have to have brownouts once a month. But I really don't think we've had brownouts once a month. I mean, we had one. I think we've had one since I've been back. But of course, we've been out of the country for a couple of weeks. They could have had one then. But that's a good thing. Usually they'll have a little update, or you can catch it on Facebook, and they'll say that you're going to have one. And so a lot of times you can plan ahead. But just like anywhere else, that's when the gougers get you on the hotels and the beaches, because they know that's when they're going to make their money, so they up the prices. The thing I don't understand is the increased prices due to fuel costs. When the cost drops down, the price stays. Yeah, I know. That's the trouble. They're all quick to go up, but they don't ever want to bring them back down. The old booze cruise, just not the same anymore. I know. That used to be a way of life, though. It really did. That used to be what people did. They'd go get them a 6-pack and go make a section line. And I get it. You know, that's... but where I'm from, you know, that was as safe as doing anything, is going out. And nobody drove, you know... Every road was familiar. It's like driving down your driveway because you drove it so many times, you know. And that's what a lot of guys did. You get off work, get them a 6-pack, and just go hit the section lines. Try to get the courage up, go home and see that old lady. Put up with that shit. Hank, why do you drink? That's right, take a ride. To get drunk. Why do you roll smoke? That's a good tune. Family tradition. 1974, my DUI was $20 fine and let me drive home in the States. Unbelievable. Yeah, times that by what, 100 or two now. I bet $2,000 may not even pay for a DUI anymore. Big Al, that's incredible. I've had two DUIs, but I'm 58 now. I don't play now. I'm a homebody. That's me. Like I said, I for years I did them section lines and all that, and then I had a job that I knew if I got a DUI, I'd probably get canned. So I just had me a man cave, and I'd drive straight to my little man cave when I had to go check cows yeah, I was probably guilty of it, but I would get there and get back and do my drinking from the garage or you know. But I had it set up to where it was a man cave. You know, I go out there and I had wood burning stove and you know, all toolbox, refrigerator. Fuck it, I had it fixed up. So it's like my own little bar. You know, I'm going to hire a wino to decorate our home. I had me a man cave from. It served its purpose well. I guess so well that I finally got a divorce. And when I got a divorce, I fixed up old farmhouse. And I said, hell with it. I'm putting a urinal in this bitch. And I put a urinal in my damn house. I had it for probably 2 years before I took it out. The only reason I took it out is because one of them you had to flush. It flushed manually. And when I put it in, I thought it was one that I could just flush it and the water would go straight out. But no, it wanted to fill up like a toilet and then flush. And I didn't like that. So I got rid of it. Oh, Mike and bread, a country boy staple. Milk and bread, cornbread and milk. Yeah, absolutely. I loved it. I did. And my granny would whoop that up for me any time I wanted it. She'd fry that cornbread kind of like you would hotcakes, and I crumbled it up in my little glass. Had them glasses with like the stand. Used to be an old tea glass, you know, that you kind of cradle like that. Had a big, like a oversized wine glass, and I'd eat my cornbread and milk out of that thing. Man, it was good. I miss that. I really do. May have to sneak some Jiffy cornbread back over here. Dayton Point, late 60s and early 70s was great back then. I'm 71. Okay. Davenport. I drank hard for about 15 years and drove everywhere. Lucky I never got busted. Most of my time I drove drunk was when I got hungry and went. Yeah, that was that could get a lot of us. Luckily when I went through that phase, I was married and I'd just send my old lady out. That was way before DoorDash and Grab and all that. But I hear you. But when I first got a divorce, it's a miracle I never got DUI, because hell, I'd go to the old watering hole across the river and get where I needed to be, and then I'd drive 20 miles home. 90% of that was all back roads. You know, I knew the back roads. I could get you from where I lived to Quanah, Oklahoma, or Quanah, Texas, without even hitting the damn highway. I mean, I knew them back roads. But in today's time, I would probably, yeah, it wouldn't be good. And I don't know. I was just lucky. I don't know if I was lucky or unlucky, because if I would have got a DUI, maybe that would have shaped my ass up a long time ago, and I wouldn't have drank as long as I did. You know, and it may not have. I might have just been a guy with a bunch of DUIs. So I don't know. Everything happens for a reason, and like I say, I don't have to worry about that now. Cops threw my keys down a sewer, hopped a train, had to break into my car the next day, which probably was a good thing. Yeah, I got pulled over 2 or 3 times when I was lit, but I actually, you know, cops were different back then, and I was friends with the cops, or a couple of them, but it's still, I should. I can't say nothing when it comes to people getting the DUIs, because I should have. I got a couple of open containers too, but you know, I just. Brent, when are you getting that GLP? Will you wait and get one in the States? Yeah, if I get one, I'll wait and do it in the States. Just because I would like to talk to a doctor, and a doctor that I trust, to tell me the whole scoop on it. And not that there's much that I'm just worried about. That surgery that I had really is the reason that I don't get one here. And like I say, I'm going to go to the VA and see what they say. If they think it's something that I can do, I'll do it, because I'm tired of this. This old weight just ain't falling off the way it used to. I don't know. Sir Tango, how's the snuff situation? Piss poor, Sir Tango. I'm on my last can. Mike brought me 5 cans from the United States before he came, and I'm on my last can. And I've been trying to just wean it to two dips a day. So that's what I've been doing. And like I say, I'm halfway through my last can. I did look on there's a website you can order it here in the Philippines, but every time I've ever looked at it, they've been out. But yesterday they actually said they had some, so I ordered $100 worth of snuff yesterday. But I'm just afraid it's not going to get here before we leave next Friday to go to Thailand, and I'm worried that it's not going to get here in time. But because no, if and I ordered it, they let me order it COD with cash on delivery, and that's one of them accounts that I sure hate to screw up and not be here. And they say, well, we're never shipping this guy again because he wasn't there to pick up his snuff and pay for it. So that's got me worried. And I've already told myself, other than the fact I would have to, before I leave, I don't know. Aaron said I could have it delivered to him, but I got thinking, how would I do that if I don't even have that SIM card in it? I won't know when the guy's trying to deliver it, so I can't offer him more money for him to deliver it to Aaron. So I don't know. It's got me. It's not a good situation, I should say. I'm still a fan of my tobacco and coffees now. Yeah, me too. And I think I'd be totally off the cigarettes if I didn't drink coffee. But I watched the deal last night that's kind of got me scared too about all this coffee in the Philippines, all these instant packs of coffee. They said they're hard on you folks, and probably 4% coffee and the rest is just chemical bullshit that I've been drinking and kind of got addicted to. And but if it wasn't for coffee, I wouldn't need at least the cigarettes, I don't think. Country music not the same after 2000. Old country music is the best. Hank Williams Jr., Garth Brooks, Alan Jackson, George Strait, pure country, that country. Yeah, I'm with you. I even like it before that. What is it? Salt Life. I like the old school 70s and 80s. Garth, he's from Oklahoma, but if you just Google Chris Gaines and see what kind of guy he is, and I've seen that. I don't know if there's any truth to it, but the hell, they said he might be a damn serial killer. There's lots of theories about there's every concert that he used to have, somebody wound up dead or missing or whatever. So, not to say that's true, but he was on the tail end of it. When he first came out, I really liked him. I liked that Friends in Low Places and The Dance, and he had quite a few good ones. And then he just kind of he got too poppy for me at the end. But yeah, totally agree with you when it comes to Alan Jackson and George Strait, but I like the old ones. I like George Jones and Waylon and Johnny and Merle Haggard and Chris Christopherson. The best songwriter known to man is the guy named Dean Dillon, and he wrote lots of songs for like Keith Whitley. Most of George Strait's number ones Dean Dillon wrote. He wrote songs for Vern Gosdin and just a slew of them. But he just keeps cranking them out, folks. You talk, and hell, I seen him in concert. He would sing the ones that nobody wanted, and hell, I liked a bunch of them songs. But we lived in a dry country in East Texas, but when weekends came, we'd go to Gladwater, Texas, and stock up on booze. Yeah, I was born in Wichita Falls, and my dad was a drinker. We lived in Iowa Park, and it was a dry county too, which is weird because we could go. It was kind of in between Iowa Park and Wichita Falls. We called it the beer store, and he could buy beer there, but you couldn't buy it in Iowa Park. And then we moved to Burke Burnett, and we couldn't buy it in Burke Burnett, but we could go across the Oklahoma line. They had an old barn where they used to fight roosters, and it was called the Hilltop Bar, and they had a drive-through that everybody would just, I don't know, it's probably 6 or 7 miles from Burke Burnett. We'd go through there, go through the drive-through, and that's what we called it. We're going to the beer store, and we'd always look forward to it because Dad gets a 6-pack, and we'd get a Coke and candy bar. But yeah, there used to be dry counties all over Texas that just made it a pain in the ass. And living in Oklahoma, right on the edge of Texas, I'm 30 minutes from Wellington, Texas, which is dry. But we'd always say, we're going to go to Texas to get some of that 6-point beer. Like it was, we only had 3.2 beer in Oklahoma. So we got this 6-point beer. We thought we was something. Yeah, we're drinking 6 points a night, Texas beer. When we was teenagers, we had drag races on backcountry roads. So one farmer built a drag strip in cornfield between two silos. Look for South Butler Drag Strip, New York. info videos. Sweet, that's pretty awesome. We had a place that everybody go to run the quarter mile. It was just a nice flat spot, 2 or 3 miles outside of town, but nothing like that. Nothing that the farmer built. But the farmers just knew that if he'd see 2 pretty slick pickups, or didn't even have to be slick, he knew what if he seen 2 pickups going, he knew that what they was going for. They're just that whole road was nothing but burnouts. Jiffy Mix Company is 20 miles from here. Okay, sweet. I love Jiffy Cornbread. I shout out to Jiffy Cornbread. They they got it going on. If you swerve, just turn on your blinker. That's right. Pepster says the world is shrinking. It's the internet. You had cornbread and I had pizza and $1 hero. But that's what makes us America. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. Pull a George Jones and drive a lawnmower. That possum said he drove that mower everywhere. Yeah, I've heard the stories. And I watched the. Well, hell, even old Vince Gill had a video out, and he had at the end of the video he was driving his John Deere tractor, and George Jones was on his little John Deere riding mower. That's a true story. That I seen Netflix come out with the deal. Tammy and George, or George and Tammy. I watched that whole series, and yeah, she took all his keys. He had, 6 or 7 high-dollar Cadillacs and that kind of stuff. She took keys to every one of them. He said, "Screw it, I'm taking the lawnmower to town." Rego Park, New York City. Hi from New York. What channels did you watch that influenced you moving to Dumagetti? I watched a little bit of all of them. I watched Paul, Old Dog New Tricks. I watched Filipina P. I watched the main one though was Overstay Road. I watched him religiously, and he'd put out a video every day, and it was usually just him drinking beer and talking. Now he does more of the family stuff. He's always doing family stuff. But back then they was in the middle of lockdown. I started watching him before the lockdown. That made me really want to go. But I just sit there and watch him drink beer and vent, and his deals would go on for hours. I mean, you'd start and he'd be cracking his first one up. By the time he would end, he was drunk that night, hanging it up. He'd already cooked a meal and just bitched and vented about everything. And so I watched it, and at that time, I think he was in Barrio Beretta, around Subic. I think he's in Angelo City now, but he was pretty big. One of the ones that really got me, and another one that I watched pretty religiously was a brand new channel called Foreigner in the Philippines. But then he got to where he was getting money from all these people sending him money. He's supposed to be going and doing all these good deeds. And when it started out, he had an old Volkswagen car that didn't even run, and he was on Social Security. And a few months into it, he's buying a brand new Ford Raptor and just banking, just making all kinds of money. So, and I got to read, and there was lots of deals saying that he was supposed to be building all these people homes, and so I just kind of quit. And now I think that's one of the biggest channels in the Philippines. But like I said, I hadn't watched it in years just because it got ridiculous. But yeah, I used to watch it, and when I first started watching, he was good deals. Like he was building a road to his place. He lived way out in the province and giving people rides to church and stuff. And then people went sending money, and it just become clear what was going on there. Where did it go? When we Bob Lilly. I lived in Lamar County Drive. I guess I missed that. Sorry, Oliver. Pull George. I seen that high for Oliver Russ, Dry County. Sure, we got some. We come the weekends. Okay, there we go. Rego Park, New York. I hope I answered your question. Bob Lilly says, Dry County sure got wet come the weekends. Yeah, absolutely did. Absolutely. But even them dry ones is usually pretty close to a wet one anyway, or a border. Or we always was. Glenn Lynch says, you are bored shitless. Not really. I'm talking to you fine folks. I probably will be. Y'all hear that San Miguel truck in the background? That beeping? That shit starts about 5 in the morning every morning. But no, Glenn, I'm really not bored. I'm talking to you fine folks, and that keeps me from being bored. But yeah, I was probably bored when I started this thing, but hell, what do we've gone on an hour and 20 minutes, and that's the first time I even looked at the clock, just because I'm having a good time talking to you fine folks. My friend used tea when he ran out of snuff. Yeah, it just ain't the same for me. I hadn't tried that, but I could see where it probably. I've been on the deal where when I'm out, I'm just out, and I keep thinking, well, if I'm out long enough, I'll get over it. Won't want no more. But as soon as I find a way to get some, I heard Mike was coming. I said, bring me some snuff, and then I'm right back. Hell, I watched a video how Copenhagen was made, and I couldn't wait to get to the United States to go buy me a roll of Copenhagen and just dip the whole roll in about 3 days. But then Mike got here with a little delivery, got me some snuff, and man, I thought I was in heaven, folks. That first dip of snuff, I'd been out for probably 2 weeks, so it was like brand new again. Waylon Jennings is the man. Yeah, I was a big Waylon fan. Back in my day, I used to watch the Dukes of Hazzard when I was a kid, and he was the narrator. So I love to hear the good old boys come on. I just the good old boys. They used to come on every day. I'd watch the Dukes of Hazzard. Davenport says the Highwaymen, absolutely. Big fan of the Highwaymen. Chris, Waylon, Willie. Who am I missing? Waylon, Willie, Chris, and Johnny Cash. Used to have that album. I was a highwayman. I only know because of the internet. Okay. Diesel is equivalent of over $7.80 per U.S. gallon here in Australia. Yeah, it's over $8 here, 7 Riley. It's over 8. It was 120. It was 115 when we bought it, and they said it's 130 now. And if it's 120, that would be $2 a liter. So that's $8 a gallon. Oliver Russ says my girlfriend is a millennial there. She is Google-eyed and country. Don Williams. I love it too. You can't go wrong with Don Williams, the gentle giant they used to call him. That's my kind of tunes, folks. That's my kind of tunes. Troy says, hey Brent, when I was in the Philippines, I'd buy my chew at the Cultura Unquili Filipino. I've never heard of that. Where was that? Where was that at? The only place I can find it here in the Philippines is like they got these little booths at the mall that they'll have it, but as soon as they get it, they run out fast. But the lady's got me on speed dial because I damn sure pat her pocket. I give her like 300 pesos every time she calls me and tells me she's got a shipment. I go straight there and buy me. When you're buying it, you think, well, 10, 15 cans, but they'll probably sell it for a week or two, and then they'll be out. And I've still got a few. You got it? Did it work? Filipina got a blanket out, and it didn't strip our wash machine. I told her she's gonna ruin that wash machine, washing that big old quilt. But she did it anyway, and she got by with it. But when it goes out in a couple weeks, I'm gonna say, I told you so. But yeah, I found a deal, Philippine smokeless tobacco online, and like I say, I was able to order it this time. This is the first time I've been able to order it. I've looked 100 times, and they've always been out of stock. So hopefully I'll get it before I leave. Hello, S. Amos or Samus. Hello, bud. Oliver Russ says, Riley overthrew your government. You're talking about Australia? Tennessee whiskey, New York, Chris Stapleton. Hey, Big Al, you know who wrote that? Dean Dillon, the one I'm telling you about. He wrote that, and several people had hit. George Jones sang it. Lots of people sang it, but Dean Dillon wrote that. That's what I'm talking about. Dean Dillon goes way back. He's the man. You're as smooth. But I'm with you. Chris Stapleton nailed it. He brought it home. I think George Jones, he might even had a #1 with it, but Chris, he smashed it out of the park. Hey Anthony, how's it going, bud? I woke up, put on my cleanest dirty shirt. That's the greatest line. Uh, and you know when Johnny Cash sung that song on live TV, the part that says, "Wishing Lord that I was stoned," the TV wouldn't let him say that, so he was supposed to say, "Wishing Lord when I was home." And when he sang that part, he looked at Chris Christopherson in the crowd when he sang it, and everybody went ape shit and thought, yeah, okay, that because if you take that line out of the song, it's just it just weakens the song. So he said, I can't do that. So shout out, hell yeah, for Johnny Cash to do that. That's one of the greatest songs I think ever wrote. I've heard him, Chris Christopherson, the one that wrote that, but he wrote that "Why Me, Lord." If you ever listen to that song, that'll get you down. That'll pull you out of a depression. And you hear the story about how that song saved Chris Christopherson, and y'all need to YouTube that. That's good. That's a good deal too. You ever watch The Frog? No, I've never heard of The Frog, Keith. Overstay is having a midlife crisis now, I think. That and YouTube money isn't as good. His drunken live streams are legendary. Absolutely, that's why I don't hardly watch him anymore. And I know that I'm not saying I'm all for him bettering himself. I don't think he's drank in 2 years. I think he might have he might be falling off the wagon in a little bit. The last I seen, he's like, I might get drunk after 2 years. He calls it going on a check, going on a some kind of check. He said he can control it. He can stop anytime he wants. But there for about 2 years in a row, I'd watch him get drunk every night, and that's when I was trying to get sober. So believe it or not, that helped me stay sober watching him get drunk, and I'd be like, yeah, I don't want to get like that. But and he spoke truth, and he made a lot of sense to me. Great minds think alike. But I did. I like it. He's more, and he'll tell you I'm more entertaining when I'm drinking, and I guess we probably all are. I used to be the life of the party too, but when they took alcohol away from me, I turned into just a boring old gun shy type. Just don't like people as much. That's just the way it is. But you get 6-pack me, boy. I'm life of the party, boy. I get loose as goose and probably talk too much and all that. How much sugar do you think they put in that Red Horse? I have no idea. I've never even took a sniff of it. Luckily, because if I did, I wouldn't be enjoying life right now. I know I can't go down that road again, but probably a bunch. Brent, is the chew here as good as an Oklahoma? No. Matter of fact, Doug, I dip some shit. Stoker's, you can. That's probably what the old farts probably order back home. It's some of that snuff you can probably get through the mail still. But it's Stoker's. But yeah, it's awesome when you can get it when you ain't had it in a long time. And matter of fact, when I go back to the States, I'm gonna look for it because I'm like, hell, I had to go to the pain and suffering of getting used to it. Now I kind of like it. Matter of fact, when Mike brought me my snuff, it was good because I hadn't had any in 2 weeks. But at the same time, I was like, damn, I wish this was that crap I've been dipping. Oliver Russ said, I'm glad I grew up. Yeah, me too, Oliver. And it took me a long time to grow up. I drank probably every day from the time I was at least 18, might have been 17, till I was probably 18 till I was 40 years old. So I think I'll have nearly 8 years in July without drinking. So, and I didn't think that it was possible. My dad was a drinker, and it finally caught up to him, and probably was the reason that he passed. But I thought it had me too, and it did for a long time. Every day I'd say I'm not drinking again. I'm not drinking tonight. I'm not drinking tonight, and my truck couldn't pass that quick stop, folks. I'd put her in autopilot, and it would just drive through that quick stop, and somehow my mouth would always say, give me a 30-pack and a pack of Marlboro Lights. You ever heard that song, Wolfwood Weed? Funny song. No, I've never heard it. Who's that by? Or Wildwood Weed? No, I've never heard it. I've been chewing fully loaded wintergreen pouches, $5 a can. If you can.
I'm back.
Hey, she's back. If you.
Holy. You have 37 people?
37 people in the house.
Before I left, it was 43.
No, I think it.
Might be about 43 when I'm here.
Got
already.
39 thumbs up. That's more than people though, baby.
Oh, thank you for the thumbs ups, guys.
$5 a can if you buy a subscription. It's the best alternative dip I've found. Okay, well I may look into that. I had to sign up for this little deal where I ordered this stuff online and send them a picture of my ID. So, hell, if that's possible, I'd do it. I'm dipping these little Nordic Spirit pouches, but I go. I'll put one of them in before I go to bed. Just leave it because it's with them that you don't have to spit.
No tobacco when you are sleeping.
No tobacco. It's
A
not.
lot of stain in our blanket.
You used to see me when I was drunk. When I would drink, before I went to bed, I'd get me a dip of snuff and I'd slobber on the whole pillow. My wife, and I don't blame her. She would get so damn mad because I had the whole.
That's
my
right.
my whole pillow was brown.
I don't blame her.
I just sat there and drool that shit out all night. Wake up.
Yucks. It's disgusting.
Have you ever taught Trina how to two-step? No, I hadn't yet. I don't think. We went to a dance at Bonawan, where her hometown, but they was playing all this rock and roll
Yeah, we
music.
have festivals coming soon.
Yeah,
It's
festival.
coming
But he said if I
April
ever,
4 and 5.
but we're not gonna be here.
Yeah, that's. I told him that we're gonna dance.
We're not gonna be here. But no, I've never slung her around no dance floor. I'm going
in
to.
Thailand.
Yeah, but
There's
we're talking.
disco
I'm sure we're talking about two-step and talking about country music.
Oh.
There's a Cultura and SM DeVal. I'm not sure if that what he meant. SM Cultura. Okay, thank you, Sam Riley. What this place? What's it called? Lighters Galore. I buy mine at a place called
Lighters Galore.
Lighters Galore. They sell lighters galore, and they sell vapes, and they sell the little Nordic. What do you call it?
Patches?
Pouches. I don't know what you call them. And the Zen. You can buy that there, but that's pretty much all they serve. And I think you can buy it from them online too. Listen to this version of Tennessee whiskey. Which one? RLT? Are you talking about the Chris Stapleton? Johnny Paycheck's old violin is the GOAT. Yeah, I'm a Johnny Paycheck fan too. Matter of fact, the song that got George Strait got him his first song, I think, was a song called Unwound. That woman that I had wrapped. He was supposed to give that to Johnny Paycheck as one of Dean Dillon's first songs that he wrote for. He wrote it for Johnny Paycheck, or was going to give it to him, but Johnny Paycheck was in jail, so he gave it to this new guy, and this new guy turned out to be George Strait, and the rest is history. He wrote I don't know how many number ones for George Strait. Then he went to he was like I said he would sing the songs that nobody wanted, so he was going to try to make it as a singer. Matter of fact, you can YouTube this. That's what it's called, is Tennessee Whiskey, and it's a documentary about Dean Dillon. It tells how he come to town and all this, and of course he was big buddies with Gary Stewart. They used to get tore up together. I don't know where I'm going with that story, but anyway, he gave that song to George Strait, and the rest is history. But anyway, he went to do it. He decided he was going to sing on his own, and he had that song "Easy Come, Easy Go" come out on his album. And George Strait told him, "Man, if you'll give me that song, I guarantee you I'll take it to number one." And Dean told him, said, "Yeah, I know how much you get paid if your song goes to number one, and I know how much paid if I sing it and it don't go nowhere." So he gave it to him, and he released it, and sure enough, it was number one. So he said right then and there, I hung up my singing, his desire to sing was no more. And I actually seen him in Mangum, Oklahoma in concert. He came to Mangum, Oklahoma. We used to have them kind of, I don't know what you'd call them, we used to have a bunch of good people come through where I live, but every rodeo and rattlesnake derby, we'd have a big concert. I think I seen Mel McDaniel and people like that there. But where'd we go here? RL T says, congrats on success. Quitty, I appreciate it. Yeah, I didn't think it'd ever be possible. But I'm like I say, I don't even think about it anymore. I was a happy drunk, everybody's friend, and danced with every girl in sight. Good old days. Yeah, I used to too. I was the life of the party. I'm working on 2 years of congratulations to you too. Hell, I got this last time. I got like 4 months, 5 months, 4 months probably, and hell, I got over here and stayed off of them for a month, and that was the problem. Or I didn't even smoke until I came to the Philippines. You know, I'd smoked before when I drank, but then I'd quit smoking. And who was it keeps saying that? Oh, Lynch. He keeps saying bored. Well, that's what got me to smoking again. I was sitting on my balcony at Cebu, and I thought, hell, I'm gonna go buy me a pack of cigarettes and smoke a cigarette. And it's been on like Donkey Kong since. Hello, Trina, says Anthony.
Anthony, hello, good evening.
Got 38 people in the chat. Welcome back,
Hello,
Trina.
Anthony. Welcome back to me.
Sir Tango said, welcome back, Trina.
Look at the 40.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tango.
You didn't think take a ride, give us $10, and Oliver Russ give us $2.
Oh,
We got
shout out.
super shout.
Who's giving you $2?
Take a ride and Oliver Rust.
Thank you, Alders, and take a ride. Thank you
KB
so
Fishing
much.
Therapy says, hey bud, I quit chew and the liquor, but not the beer. You sound like Landman. You ever watch that show, Landman? He's like, yeah, I quit. Give me I don't know, MGD or Michelob Ultra or whatever. And the guy said, I thought you quit drinking. He said, you ought to see me on liquor. He said, if you think this is bad, you ought to see me on Jack Daniels or Jim Beam or whatever it was. Charlotte Summers doing Chris Stapleton. Okay, I'll check that out. I'll definitely check that out. I love that old music. I call that old just because that song actually goes way back to George Jones. So I call that old. But Chris Stapleton, that was recent. I quit alcohol 15 years ago, but still smoke. Okay, Big Al, me and you both need to work on these cigarettes. I was down to about 4 cigarettes a day, and seeing how I'm trying to only dip 2 dips a day, I've been smoking more than I should. I probably had 10 cigarettes yesterday. So shame on me. Young Spanish girl, she has a nice voice. Okay, I'll check it out. There's a.
I thought me.
What the hell's the name of it? There was this girl called like the Valquez something, but she done a song. She was like 9 years old when she done the song. It was the Vasquez Sound, I think. She did a bunch of like what's the name of that? Used to be a big lady. What's her name? Starts with an A. And it's just like one name. She was a big fat, but she could sing. Then she got skinny, and everybody got mad because she got skinny.
Why she got skinny?
Yeah, I don't know. She was tired of being fat, I guess. But anyway, what's her name? But anyway, she'd been killing it since she was about 10 years old. Man, she could sing. But like I say, it was the Vasquez Sound, I think's the name of it. What the hell's the name of that lady? I want to say Aliva, but that ain't it. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Adele. Adele was her name. Done a bunch of her songs. This girl was a Spanish girl too. I have a record player, and my grandfather's old records, George Jones and Conway Twitty, sound better than any of these other two. Yeah, I love them all. Love them, Davenport. Especially Conway Twitty. That's my job, you see. Tight-fitting jeans. Boy, Conway Twitty had a bunch of good ones. What are your plans while in Thailand? We're gonna hit Phuket. We're flying straight into Phuket. We're gonna chill at Patong Beach for 3 or 4 days. May run over to Phi Phi Island, and I'd like to take her to the beach. You know where the movie The Beach was filmed. Take her on that little tour. Chill out at Phi Phi Island for a day. Then I'm wanting to stay at Kata, which is a different neighborhood. Every time I go to to Thailand, I usually stay at Patong Beach. So this time I'm going to change it up. I'm going to stay at Patong Beach for 3 or 4 nights. Then I'm going to go to Phi Phi, go over to Kata neighborhood, chill out at the beach down there, and then we're going to go to Cambodia and check out Phnom Penh. And I have no idea what we're going to do in Phnom Penh because I've never been there. Me and Mike went to Sim Reap, so I love Sim Reap, but I wanted to try something different, so it's going to be a new experience for me too. David Coleman's in the house. What the hell? I never know when you're live. LOI. Hi to you too. There's David says hi.
Hello, David. Good evening.
How's Canada, David? You doing all right in Canada? Cigarettes so cheap here, hard to quit. I know, and that's exactly what went through my head. I said, hell, I can pay $3, probably $2.50 back then. I thought, hell, I'm gonna buy me a pack just because I'm bored. Sit on my porch, on my balcony. I was about 20 something stories up, so I had a beautiful view, and I'd sit out there and smoke cigarettes. And the next thing I know, I'm addicted to cigarettes again. Would you please spell her name so I can get it right? Absolutely. Charina. Charina. Chair, like sitting in a chair. Ina. Charina.
Charina.
Ha ha, that's exactly what I was quoting Landman. Damn good show. Give me 6 beers and tomorrow I'll drink 6 shots of whiskey and see if you can tell the difference. But yeah, I still smoke and have a beer. Absolutely. I had they should be a whole season ahead of me. When I was back there in the States last time, me and my youngest Jake, we watched every one of the Landmans, and now they come out with a new season. So I hadn't watched any of them. So I look forward to seeing that whole next season. So don't tell me what happened. Gun Ha Ha says Adele. Absolutely, Adele. That's who I was trying to think of. Steve said Adele. Chuck said Adele. Everybody knew it was Adele except me. I couldn't spit it out, folks. It was back there trying to spin, and I couldn't kick it out. I have a Martin guitar, play old country music. I will send you some video. Okay, sweet. Sweet. Hello from Alberta, Canada. We've got 2 Canadians back to back.
Hi.
New F. Cracky. Glad you could join us, bud. Barry Walker says, I quit drinking last week. Who's that? There was a comedian named what was it? Something Hedgebeck, Mitch Hedge something, Hedgebeck or Hedgeman or whatever. He's dead now. He was one of them that died of, I think the disease got him too, overdose or whatever. But he said, yeah, I used to do drugs, and the crowd would kind of. He said, I used to. Or he said, I still do, but I used to too. That made me think of that. I quit drinking last week. I used to quit every night. I used to, and mean it. I would actually mean it. I'd wake up the next morning and I'd say, I'm not drinking today. And never could stick, folks. Bear Walker says, because I'm broke. Yeah, I've heard that too. I quit till the money run out. Brent, got another Brent, Red Horse. Never, I couldn't tell you what Red Horse tastes like. Andy Griffin was a great guitar player. Did you know that? Yeah, absolutely, I knew it. Yep. I said he's been in a bunch of country music videos too. I think he was in Waiting on a Woman with Brad Paisley, and yeah, he's a pretty good singer, Andy Griffin. Well, the Dukes from the Dukes of Hazzard, they was both singing. John Snyder, and I don't know if Luke sang or not. Thank you. I had it right this time. Didn't want to be disrespectful. No. Don't worry about that, Anthony. Hey, we answered anything. People called me Brent. I'll answer all of it. No spoilers for me. I'll wait and binge, but it's a good one. Good. That's what I'm hoping. Yeah, we watched every one of them. Took us 2 or 3 nights, I think. And the only reason it took us 2 or 3 nights because he had to get up and go to work the next morning, or I'd have watched it all. It's like one of the times I come back from Mexico, and that's when Yellowstone was real big. And I went to Aaron's, and I watched the whole shitting series, or 2 series, of Yellowstone in like a day and a half. I used to do a live stream like this, and my main goal was to read every comment. Filipinos could never understand it, but it's the right thing to do. You are just like me. Great stuff. Absolutely. I like getting to know y'all. Hell, and I've got my, y'all are my crew. Y'all are my crew. I like to. The more I know about y'all, the more I learn. The more I like. Plan is still planned to be there in 2 months, but waiting to see about this fool. Yeah, keep it on it, but hopefully it'll be over by then. But you never know. You don't want to come over here during what they went through, and you know the pandemic. I don't think it'll get to that. I think I think everybody be fine, but just keep an eye on it. Alberta, he is the only part of Canada that works. The rest of Canada sucks. Well, you should know. You're a Canadian. You should know. Uh, but yeah, what's up with that? Alberta region seems to be the common sense spot. My dad used to be a landman here in Alberta, oil patch. Awesome. So he was banking then. They're slowly trying to change that about Alberta. They're trying to change us all. I mean, they're trying to outphase all of us, folks. If you don't realize what's going on, you know, I'm not trying to be no conspiracy theorist, but people are in their right mind don't do the things that they're trying to do. I mean, they're so hell bent on keeping these illegals in the United States that it's just unbelievable. It's just unbelievable, and they try to keep everybody in their pocket, you know, and buying votes. And I hate to get political, but that's what's going on. You're often mentioning having a plan A, B, C, D, and E. I wish I had done that on my recent trip. I felt secure having a plan A and B, but both fell flat. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, Seven Riley, but I hear it all the time. I really do. These chicks can be so sincere, you know, you think over the phone, and then just like Mike went through, you know, they don't show up, and you got all your eggs in one basket, so then you kind of disappointed in it, and it don't have to be like that. It really don't. That's what I told Mike. I said, hell, just, you know, if you're over here for any amount of time, if the girl knows you're going to stay over here, you know, you're going to have a lot better odds anyway, because, you know, it's not like Thailand where it's transactional. I mean, all relationships are transactional, but I mean, it's not as transactional as, of course, Mike found a way to make it transactional. Don't get me wrong, but if you're looking for an actual relationship, they want to know that you're going to come and be here a while, and like I say, most of them on the internet are fishing. Oh, reconnecting. You are live. Sorry about that. Yeah, but I feel you, Seven Riley. David Coleman said, I live in Oshawa, just outside of Toronto. It's called the armpit of Canada. Is that where if Canada needed a good enema, that's where you'd stick it? Have you ever been able to find a good American-style steak that's not a ribeye? I've That's all I usually look for ribeyes. They had some sirloin steaks at I think was it Robinson's, but they didn't have a lick of fat in them. But Filipinos like that kind of style. Jake loved it. He cooked them up and loved it. And I cooked some ribeyes that had a lot of fat and marble in them. And he didn't like it as good. So, but you know, we got different palates. So, but I look for ribeyes, so I can't really say other than that. Edmonton is the hard bit. We got Canadians talking shit about Canada. I'm 430 kilometers up in Fort Mac. What do you think of the rainbow sidewalks? Unbelievable. See, that's kind of shit that I don't know. These blue states or these blue cities and all this. I don't know about it. Yeah, freaking Dems and rhinos. Absolutely. We got so many moles in that Republican Party. And who knows, folks? They may all be on the same damn team, just got us fighting amongst ourselves. But I don't like it. That don't mean we got to like it. You know, it just makes me sick, you know. Some of the shit that I just, like I say, I try not to get political on here because that's a good way to scare off lots of free views. But I'm about to say piss on it, you know. I mean, I feel the way I feel. Yeah, David Coleman thought, sorry, there's lots of armpits in Canada, sound like. LOL. Anders Straightfield said, holla, is it true that you can live there for $1,000 US per month? I am Swiss and can't afford to live in my own country any longer. It was, and I really think it still is. It's if you can live where you're living on 1,000, you can live here for 1,000. Put it that way. I mean, if I tried to live on 1,000, I could definitely do it. Now, I wouldn't be living well or as good as I like to live. It usually costs me between 12 and 1400. But I buy a bunch of dumb shit too. You know, I buy vapes, I buy snuff, I buy, we like to go places. We like to stay in hotels when it's not necessary. So I definitely think you could. I tell you what, folks, I make all these cost of living videos. I try to hit once a month. But my cost of living are about 350 pesos. Or is it 300, what, not 350 pesos, about $350. I pay about 20,000 pesos per month for my rent, electricity, Wi-Fi, and water. Now that comes out to about $350. Everything else I spend is eating and entertainment. So yeah, you can definitely do it. Just how well do you want to, but definitely, yeah. Now with this shit that's going on right now, it may be a different story. I hate to talk out of turn and tell you something, and you get over here and it not be enough. But I absolutely, I think so. If you can live where you're living, and especially Swiss, yeah, that's a high dollar country, right? Beautiful country out here. I would like to visit there, but I heard it costs money to go there. So fat is where the flavor is. Absolutely, Anthony. That's what I'm talking about. I got to have that marble in it to give it some flavor. They are KB Fishing Table. I love having a holiday girlfriend in Thailand. I have 3 now, and it's so easy in Thailand. Hell yeah.
3.
Dave's got 3.
3 girlfriends.
3 holiday girlfriends, and they all know their part, and they're all good with it. I looked for a good ribeye the other day, and it was like $21 a pound. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I've got 2 ribeyes in the freezer right now that I need to cook. But like I say, that's for my diet, because I can eat all the meat and veggies that I want. I just got to stay away from the carbs. So I got 2 down there right now that I think I give 750 pesos, which I'm not sure what that is. Probably, I don't know what it is. It's probably, I call it $12. I don't know, but I don't know how much it weighs. So I couldn't tell you. $13, something like that. You're not a Libby, laugh my ass off. No, definitely not. No, I just don't understand a bunch of shit that they go for. And don't get me wrong, I got some people that I'm buddies with that are on the left. Some of them way left, but we just don't talk about that because we can't agree on a bunch of it. And I thought, well, maybe they're misinformed. And I got thinking, well, maybe I'm misinformed. And then I got to saying, screw it, I'm not watching the news, not Fox, not none of them. And I'm just trying to go with common sense. And it just, like, common sense ain't allowed. It's not allowed. And how people can't say it, if you've got $100 and you got 10 people that are relying on that $100 for, their retirement, you can't allow 20 more people in, or you don't get your $10. You know what I mean? It's like this Social Security and these benefits, and it's all a big con. They don't want to fix it because they're making so much damn money. I'm talking about millions and millions and billions of dollars are going out of that Minnesota airport, and that ain't shit compared to California. And these people keep electing these fools because they're in on it. I mean, it's a racket. And the more you think about it, the more pissed you get. So I try not to, because I get mad. I get absolutely pissed off when it comes to it, because they all know about it and nothing ever happens to none of them. They catch all these people doing the damnedest shit and nothing happens to none of them. And I don't care if they get caught. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. I want to see some people in jail on both sides. I think that damn Lindsey Graham's the biggest criminal in the world. I think he's the biggest war hawk piece of shit Republican we've got. I think Ron Paul's the biggest rhino in the world that votes against us no matter what. I'm tired of these people. But then I go to thinking, well, maybe this is just a game, and we're just all being entertained like we're watching WWE. Because it's like you can see the villain. He's over there, he's got the ref's back turned, and the guy's getting his ass beat, and you're like, what's going on? And we're watching this shit. I don't think that would be your viewer base anyway. Yeah, I know. I've heard a bunch of feelings over here, though. I really have. I've had a bunch of them that, a little bit comes out, I can't hide it all the time. So I would get comments, oh, I never thought you was bad. I'm never watching you again. Well, don't let the door hit you in the ass. Every once in a while, you need to do a little flush and get rid of some of these assholes that, I don't want, it's not worth it to have that kind of people in your life anyway. Randy, hey buddy, hey Randy, how's it going? Hadn't seen you in a while. You doing all right up in Valencia? Wanted to invite you guys to my place in Valencia to do a little swimming and some good food. When you gonna do that, Randy? We may take you up on that. The Gringo in Paradise, Aaron was talking about going up to the hideout and getting a pizza, but he might have backed out. So hell, we might take you up on that. How do you find that Australian beef? All the beef that I buy is at Bellcrest. I go to the Bellcrest, and I've had good luck with it. You can buy beef at the specialty store, but it's not near as good. They've got them patties, but it's not the same. And I think it's Australian. It's either Australian or New Zealand. But I've had totally good luck with it. But that's where I go and buy mine is Bellcrest. Hey, do you have a nice apartment? Oh, you can get a nice apartment in Pattaya for $500 a month with a pool right on the beach. Yeah. I'm just not a Pattaya guy. I don't know. Pattaya's not Pattaya anymore. It seems like you know what I'm talking about, David. I don't want to be that guy, but you know why I don't like it anymore.
Yeah, because you have me.
Because I had Trina. That's absolutely right, baby. You nailed it. Boom, shakalaka. Did you hear the most British Columbia in Canada has moved to daylight savings all year round? No, I hadn't heard that. See, that's some more dumb shit that America does. Why in the hell? I seen a deal saying only a white man would think that you could cut, a foot off of a blanket, sew it to the other half, and think you got a longer blanket. That's just the dumbest shit. Leave the time alone. We got to sit over here and figure, okay, are we 2 hours ahead now, or are we 1 hour ahead? I agree with you, brother. I don't come to your channel for politics. If I wanted to go to that local watering hole here, if I wanted that, that's what I try to stay away from it. But you haven't bothered me. Good. Like I say, I try to steer away from that because we try to get on here and just let that, there's a time and a place for that, and I try not, but I get, as you can see, I get worked up on it when I talk about it. So ain't no need to run nobody's mood. Let's talk about the Philippines, good times and good people. Anthony says, I know how with politics. I can't understand it either. I'm a U.S. Marine Corps vet, and my family is liberal, so I get it. Lindsay is a warmonger. Seen that for years now. Yeah, and we can't do nothing about it. So all we can do is get on here and get upset. There's no need in getting worked up on. Evidently, we can't change none of it. Are you predicting brownouts due to the fuel short? If so, what's your plan B? Example, battery fans, keeping towels in the freezer to cool down. Yeah, I've got a bunch of these, or I say a bunch of these. I've got a few of these little, you just charge them and they say they're good for 6 hours. I know for a fact that they won't run but an hour and a half if you got them on high. And, well, we used to have, but I got a bunch of these battery packs and that kind of stuff. And if it gets too hot, my ass is going to the beach. I'm just putting it out there, or I'll rent a damn hotel that's got a generator. And after I miss a few days of, because I got to have electricity, folks. I got to have electricity, and I don't like to. I'll go out and buy me a damn generator if I have to. I'm with you, Brent. I'm fed up with the Dems and rhinos too. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Brent, I'm feeling in my hurt feelings report right now. I know you ain't new, Cracky. I know better. Haters will be haters or mentally ill. Yeah, that's where when I was from, that's what they called that, was being mentally ill. Now they won't. I don't understand how they can want boys in girls sports. I don't understand none of that. Maybe I'm old school, or I don't know. I can't live in a place with no power. It's so hot. I need my AC. Yeah, me and you both. SMS Brent, what do you think about the draft talk and a large troop deployment over to? I'm totally, I'm totally against a large troop deployment over in Iran unless they can get in there and get the hell out. And that's one thing that I think is good about Trump. I don't want to go over there and leave too soon. You know, we're over there now. We better finish the damn job, or it's just going to be all for naught, in my opinion. But I'm the same way. Once you're over there in these wars like Afghanistan, Iraq, Vietnam, if you don't know who in the hell you're fighting against, you can't win. So I don't want our troops over there dying when they don't even know who they're fighting against. You know what I mean? But I don't want them having a nuclear weapon, pointing it and hanging it over everybody's heads. But I you know, I like peace. I don't like to see all our taxes being spent on going into Lindsey Graham's pocket and all this Ukraine bullshit and all that. I just, you know, it's a no-win situation. It really is, and here we are. So I don't think there's a good way out. I think them people have been sick in the head for years. I don't think there's nothing we can do to help it. We might just delay it a little bit, but them people, I don't care if you kill every one of them except two. And I'm saying there's tons and tons and tons of good Iranians that are just over there because they're stuck they're stuck. But at the same time, there's them that are going to be there forever, and they're going to hate Americans forever. They're going to hate the West forever, and I don't see why the United States can't understand that you let all these Muslims in. They hate us. They hate us. I'm with ground fed up with the dims running around. I'm feeling I hate it. Fire Brent, what do you think about this? See, y'all got me fired up again. Like I say, I know y'all don't. We don't need to go there. I think John 10 would be about my speed. Yeah, and it's actually outside of Pattaya, so but it's still Pattaya to me. Just don't feel like Pattaya no more. Yeah, I'm not a Pattaya guy, but it is the cheapest way to have a nice holiday. Bangkok. Yeah, absolutely, David. Bangkok down to Pattaya, great live music. Yeah. I'm with you. Pattaya is a good place to stay for a while, but I see why all them foreigners jump out of them, you know, do the old skydive off the 20th floor balcony, because, you know, that's a hard place to be lonely. Just Thailand in general is a hard place. If you got the blues in Thailand, I can see why them people do some dumb shit. You know, there's a reason why you see all them people committing, you know, doing the old, like I said, the old skydive off the balcony. That's a miserable place if you let it. And it could, and if you go over there, like we was talking about, having a plan A, B, C, and D, that's a place that, you know, you think you're in it for all this, and then the next thing you know, you find out the girlfriend you've had for 2 years has got 6 other dudes on the side. You know, that kind of hurt. We all get worked up, and exactly that's why I'm here, trying to find the better way. Vet here's well. I appreciate you, KB Fishing. Appreciate you. Okay, no more. Absolutely. Let's get that out. Let's change the subject, folks. We've been on here 2 hours. 2 hours, and y'all snuck that politics in on me. Get me all fired up. I just watch the shit every day and see what's happening. My bad. I know it's not for public consumption. I'll say no more. No, don't worry about it, because I'm like you. It's good to vent every once in a while, and y'all are my people to vent too. So, but I know people try to get away from that shit, and I feel that. Good political rant. I feel 100% the same way. What is you and Charina's favorite foods? What's your favorite food?
We're in Thailand.
No, in here. Philippines.
Pork adobo and chicken adobo.
Pork adobo and chicken adobo. It's not fish?
Fish too.
Not rice?
Of course, rice. Rice is life.
If you're asking me what my favorite food is, if you're talking Filipino food, she makes a badass caldereta. I like that. I like her adobos. what's that when you, her leftovers? What do you call that when you like get all our chicken in this?
Oh, that is chicken pastilles.
Pastel, I love that. It's and
I make
especially
him chicken pastilles. He likes it.
especially with me being on like the keto, it's she like gets all the like we'll go buy a couple of chickens and we'll eat chicken that night and the next morning she'll cut it all up and put all kinds of sauces and stuff on it. And they eat it over rice. I just eat it straight because I can't have carbs. But that's some of my favorite. If not, if you're talking about regular food, American guy food, I love Italian food. I love burgers. I love what Americans like. I love everything that makes you fat. I like steaks. I like chicken fries. I like American food. I like Mexican food. I like food. Yeah, David, I think we're on different pages. I have never felt lonely. I enjoy my own company. Yeah, and that's a good place to be, Kyle. If a guy can get there, you're right where you need to be. You're living the best life because you don't need nobody else to make you feel how you need to feel. And that's why I was telling y'all when I went and done Vietnam. I had the best time. I wasn't looking for a woman. Didn't care about a woman. Didn't, it was just me in the open road. And if anything happened, it was my fault. Had nobody to blame but myself. And the West can make you that way. I've got lots of family that have chose to live that way a long time ago, and I think they've got better lives than most anybody because they don't care what people think, and they don't need nobody to make them feel complete. Hurricane Helene hit upstate South Carolina. We were prepared. What's boat candles, fill up tub with water. I found Stay Cool was probably a towel, not a bow. A towel, water with a wash rag. Use the wash rag to cool my face and head. It works. Absolutely, it works. Paul, funny story back when, I don't know, I was probably 25 or something. I went to my sister's and it was right July or August, summertime. And we all went to bed that night and we woke up about 2 in the morning and aircon had quit. And I can't sleep when I'm hot. And they made fun of me for years because I went and got me a towel and I soaked it in water and I slept with that towel. And that's the only way I could sleep. But I could sleep with that cold towel. But there ain't no. And what works really good is if you have time, put that towel in the freezer, wet a towel, put it in the freezer, and that thing can stay cold for a long time. But totally agree with you. The last time I filled up my bathtub, not counting in the Philippines, because we got an update the other day saying that our water was going to be cut off all day. So we was filling up tubs and everything, so we'd have a way to flush the toilets and made sure we had showers and all that before the time limit. And it never happened. So I don't know if she dreamed that up, but she told me that. Told me we was going to lose water all day, and it never even happened. I'm glad it didn't happen,
Yeah.
but the last time I filled up my tub was Y2K, the night before Y2K in the United States. I went out just like everybody else. I bought the bottled water. I bought candles. I filled up my bathtub and I waited till midnight and nothing happened. I was like, what the fuck? What are these people? That's when I knew they was lying to us, folks. LOL, ran over. Absolutely ran over. I want to visit Vietnam. I was in the Philippines in 2023 for 3 months. Just wanted to find out what it was like to live there. I guarantee you, I like Philippines, but I had some of the best adventure of my life was in Vietnam. When I rode the Ha Giang Loop, I rode pretty much from Da Nang pretty much all the way to Hanoi, and it was the time of my life, just me and a motorcycle and the beauty, the scenery. It was amazing. Shitty weather, good weather. I had all different kinds of weather, and it was awesome. Too many drunks at Pattaya. It really bothers me. I like to drink 2 beers a day. See, I wish I could drink 2 beers a day, David, but I don't have it in me. I don't have no quit in me. Once I get started, I got to go. I want to drink until I'll even skip eating. I won't eat supper until I'm ready to pass out. drink until it's time to go to bed. Then I'll eat. Then I'll pass out. Wake up, go to work, do it again the next day, and here we go. Simon says, "You guys are nice, sweet couple. Any marriage kids in the future?" She's got kids. I got kids. We're both done with kids. No more kids for us. I think marriage probably screw up a relationship. So I think we're content just like it is. It would help with the visa, but I think that's all it'd be good for, don't you?
No monsters anymore.
No
We're
more-
done for that.
No more monsters. Only grand monsters. And like I say, I've got a grandbaby and one on the way.
I'm graduate for the monsters.
And for long, she'll be a granny, I'm sure, because she's got a 15-year-old now. So, yeah, we don't need no more monsters. Monsters are like anchors, folks. Monsters are like stuff. The more stuff you have, the more anchored down you are, the more you got to worry about.
That's right.
So, I finally got mine raised, so I got to come to the Philippines, and I got rid of my stuff, so I don't have stuff holding me back. See, when you got stuff, you're thinking, I can't leave my stuff. You get rid of your stuff, and you don't have that problem anymore, folks. But I appreciate it, Samus. Damn, now I want a burger. Don't you be talking about burgers on here, David. Come on, Sharina, get in the chat, Anthony says.
Hi, Anthony. We got 36 people in the house. There's no people anymore. Wow, what happened?
Anthony said, tell us some stories about Brent. I'll take a break.
He's a good guy.
Well, they know that.
He is sweet.
Everybody knows that.
He is sweet. What else?
That's all she knows, folks.
You
I'm
know
Brent's sweet.
how sweet he does is every evening he's not cuddling me.
I'm not cuddling you. That's how sweet I am. I don't cuddle you.
He just farting my face.
Okay, you're banned from the chat. Banned from the chat. You can do it. Yeah, see how she gets all gun shy and they want to talk crazy over here.
Peace.
Well, Randy, if you're not going to invite me to come eat and swim, I guess we're just going to go to the hideout. It's getting on about lunchtime, folks. We're going to get off here. I want to appreciate all y'all for stopping by, hanging with us. It's cool to get to know y'all. I'm sorry I got off on a rant, but I blame y'all too because y'all pushed me down that road. But like I say, we'll try to stay clear of the politics, and you know that don't do nothing but upset people. So I'm so glad you two are happy. It's amazing, love it. Thank you, Anthony. We appreciate you.
Thank you, Anthony.
David Coleman, Brent, you have to quit smoking. That has a number. Yeah, I know. I agree. I get me some snuff here, and that won't be near as big a deal. Take care, Anthony. Hey, y'all be good, and we'll catch you in the next one. This is Brent's Trippin.
Peace.
Peace. Y'all be good. Make sure I got everybody.